On this episode of Eat Sleep Drive, I become an enabler and convince my friend to buy a Porsche 911 Turbo.
Turbo! Boost!
Big thank you to Ridge Wallets for making this video possible. Many of you know that when I'm not making YouTube videos about cars, my day job is in cybersecurity. So securing my data is very important to me. And these are made of a material that prevents RFID skimming. Skimming is a scam where they can get close to your credit card and steal your information. Best of all though, they have a lifetime warranty, so it's the last wallet you'll ever buy. Check out the link in the description and use my coupon code for 10% off all Ridge products. Welcome everyone to another episode of Eat Sleep Drive. This is gonna be a fun one. Do you guys remember the ZL1 that was on my channel about a month or two ago? I featured a full review on that car, 6th gen Camaro. That's my friend's car. He sold it recently and I convinced him to buy his first Porsche 911. So on this episode, we are going to go inspect the car, make sure that it's all good, and then hopefully buy it. So it's gonna be fun. It's a 997 911 Turbo, and it's a manual. So you definitely wanna come along for the ride in this one. We found this car on Auto Trader, and it definitely caught our eye. It was a 2-owner car with a clean history, and the owner had all the service documentation. That's a big deal in the Porsche world. What up? The car was located in Indianapolis, Indiana, a short 2-hour drive from where we live in Cincinnati. I made an in-depth video on what all you should check when purchasing a used car, so I'm not going to cover everything I went over. But one thing worth mentioning with 996 and 997 turbo models is the fact that these engines have coolant lines deep within the bowels of the engine that are known for going bad. The problem is, while these parts are very cheap, the engine has to come out for this service, which, as you can guess, is not cheap at all. Fortunately, with this car they've already been addressed, but it's something you should take into consideration if you plan to purchase a 996 or 997 Turbo.
You want me to fire it up for you?
Yeah, go ahead. After looking over the car, it appeared like everything was in good shape. The only thing left to do was to take it for a spin and see how it drives.
So much better than the Camaro. Oh my god, it's so much better than the Camaro.
It's a Porsche, bro.
Turbo!
This is fast, dude. It's pretty fast.
You have to wait for it, but I kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I had in my Evo, and I like that.
Yeah. Well, it's a little more eventful.
I know this is a leather steering wheel, but it feels like classic almost.
I told you, some of the appointments, and even in the point 2, it's like...
I could send this away and make it carbon fiber.
Yeah, you can do that. All right, check this beauty out. 997, sort of 0.2 turbo. So this is a 2009, and you might have heard of like 997.1, 997.2. That is kind of indicates when they updated and refreshed these cars. What's interesting about the 2009, which is what this one is that it has the old style Metzger engine from the 997.1, but it has the updated interior from the 997.2. Which is actually a lot nicer than mine. I had a 997.1 C2S, and the interior was really honestly quite dated, but this looks a lot better. It has a much more modern center stack there. And once again, I mentioned this has the older Metzger engine. So this is the 3.6 liter engine. Still incredibly stout. I don't know if you guys could pick that up in the video that we did when we took it for a spin, but this thing still is plenty quick. And I absolutely love these wheels. They're Champion Motorsports wheels. Love the mesh style on these body, the 997 body cars. But the car drove great, and I think we're gonna go seal the deal now. The car was a winner, so we exchanged money and the title and started our drive back. Lucky for me, Steven let me drive the second stint.
All right, boys and girls. Porsche 997 Turbo. You guys have known I owned a 997 C2S. About to get on the highway here. Do a little rip. God, this car's fast. That's a big number. Okay, well, I mean, to no one's surprise, a Porsche Turbo is ridiculously fast. I think my buddy Steven made a really good purchase with this car. It seems to be really well cared for. The guy before him was the second owner. He is now the third owner. It's got 60,000 miles on it, and it drives really, really great. We had a great test drive in it, and you know, I'm sure in the video I'm going to do a little voiceover and show you guys kind of what I look for when I go to purchase cars, and specifically some 911s are a little bit different, so there's other things that you want to look for specifically in 911s, but it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because I really enjoyed driving this car, and it's been awesome to help him pick this car up. But now I'm getting the itch that I want a Porsche again. So I've kind of been in the market a little bit, looking at prices and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I want to get into a GT car, or if I want to look more into like something like a turbo, but it would be really cool to be able to get a 991 turbo, because I absolutely love those cars. This car is great, great value. I love the fact that it's a stick, and I think that should be a really good reason for him to hopefully at least get his money out of this car. I think he'll be able to drive this for, you know, a couple years and be able to sell it for probably close to what he bought it for, and would have very little depreciation, just because, you know, these years the automatics were not good. This was pre-PDK, and this is such a sweet manual, and being that this is sort of like the last generation of car that you can get a turbo and a manual. Once you went to the 991, you can no longer get manuals. I think this is going to be desirable. So, long story short, I think Steven did well, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The good news is that you're going to see this car on the channel again, and I'm going to do a full review, give you guys all the juicy scoop of the Porsche 997 Turbo, and we'll have some fun doing it. But once again, appreciate you guys watching as always. Eat Sleep Drive TV on Instagram. Hit that subscribe button if you've watched the video this far. I really appreciate it, guys. See you on the next one.